Free. What's going on, guys? Clock's in the motherfucking stove. Three things I want to say real quick before we hop into this college football podcast. First things first, within the next week, hopefully, we will have some very big things dropping. So please follow all of our socials. A lot of clocks on the stove 2.0 is about to drop. All right, so get ready for that. Next, I know this is an MMA pod, but rest in peace to Anthony Johnson. Probably the first UFC fighter I ever met in my entire life. Super great human being, super great athlete. Died at 38 this past weekend. Super sad. Like, hope nothing but the best for him and his family, him up there. Third thing I want to say, Zach and I, completely unrelated to everything I just talked about and everything we're going to talk about. Zach and I were having a debate. Is a glizzy just the dog, like the wiener, or is it a whole hot dog? Because I
Mm.
think a glizzy is just the wiener. Zach thinks a glizzy is the whole hot dog.
See, because like if you were like on the street and you just were holding a wiener in your hand, I'd be like, "Yo, why is that dude holding a wiener?" But like if you were walking down the street with like a glizz, like a hot dog,
Glizz.
I'd be
No,
like,
dude,
"Yo, that dude's carrying a
no,
glizzy."
because
Like,
if you just scarf dogs down, you're just scarfing glizzies. I feel like a hot dog can be called a glizzy because it has the dog in it, but a dog by itself is the glizzy.
mm, no. Now, if we want to get into the English vernacular, I may call it a glizzard. I could call it a glizzard compared to the glizzy.
All right.
It is a
Anyways,
singular.
we're gonna throw this up on the gram. Let us know what you think on the glizzy glizzer situation. But diving into week 11 of college football just passed. A lot of crazy stuff happened all over, and we're gonna dive in, give you a little recap on what happened, and we're as well gonna dive into what to watch for week 12. Week 12 kind of looks like it's gonna be garbage, so bear with us here. Starting us off, we had number college game day with number 4 TCU Horned Frogs at number 18 Texas. Why Texas is 18? No idea. You know, they get Dick Road harder than them in Notre Dame, dude. I swear. Anyways, TCU went in there and handled them. Their offense was a little lackluster, only putting up 17 points. It was 17-10 final score, but they were never down. They were up 17-3 going in the fourth. Max Dugan had a great game in the air, 19 for 29, 124 yards and a touchdown. Not too well rushing. The lead running back for TCU, Kendre Miller, balled out as well, 21 carries, 138 yards and a touchdown. And Texas's offense struggled, Zach. Struggled, dude. I mean, Bijan Robinson, 12 carries, 29 yards, no touchdown. Quinn Ewers, 17 for 39, 171 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. How did they score?
Uh, Count Kendre Miller rushed for 138 yards. He had a 75-yard touchdown in the
No,
third
no, no.
quarter.
How did Texas get a touchdown?
Um, I don't
You see what
know.
I'm saying?
It was a fourth quarter score. Here, let me find out real quick.
Oh, it was a fumble return on a kick.
Oh, sheesh.
So this game looks
Um,
closer than it really was because that means Texas didn't do shit. I was in Puerto Rico, by the way, guys. I didn't watch any games, so all I know is what I've been watching on the social media. But everyone made this out to sound like it was a close game, but I mean they scored with 4 minutes left on a fumble return on a kick fumble return.
yeah. I think this. I think everyone kind of expected this to be a shootout. Over betters were definitely in dismay after this one. This is by all means a defensive battle up front. Outside of that huge run in the third quarter by TCU, this would have been like a 10-3 game at the end of it if it had played out as it was supposed to. Bijan Robinson, who was supposed to be a huge factor in this game for Texas, they can always rely on him pretty heavily from the rock. He was shut down to 29 yards. Um, TCU overall only gave him 199 total yards of offense, which is insane considering like the prowess of Texas. You're supposed to be an SEC school, but you know, we'll see about that.
Yeah,
Quinn. It also didn't help that Quinn Ewers probably had one of his worst games all year. That doesn't
he's been
help.
doing that recently, dude.
Yeah.
He's been
Um,
doing that recently.
Yeah, does not help at all. But Sonny Dykes, man, you want to talk about easy lock for coach of the year? This guy is in.
Yeah,
I mean, comes in from SMU, leads a Horned Frog team, which wasn't much last year, to a college football seating as of now. They're 10-0. They're undefeated in the conference. And if we want to look at the rest of their schedule, they only have to they play at Baylor, they play at home versus Iowa State, and then
that's it.
whatever, and then they'll have the conference championship.
That at Baylor's that's the scariest game though.
Yeah. And right now it looks like as it stands in the Big 12, if they do go to a conference championship, it'll be TCU versus Kansas State. Now they already have a win versus Kansas State though, 38-28 at home. I'm interested to see how that would play out in a neutral site game because I don't know if Big 12 does neutral site or if they play at
I
the.
believe it is neutral site.
Okay, well if it is neutral site,
It
that's
is neutral
huge for
site. It's in
Kansas State.
Arlington, Texas, in the AT&T Stadium.
Jeez. Yeah.
It's basically a Texas home game though.
Yeah, yeah, let's be
Yeah,
honest. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, TCU doing huge things this year. It's kind of insane to see the kind of run that they're on. Um, but yeah, I mean, they kind of took it to Texas. I think everyone had Texas favored in this upset. I mean, Texas was even the favorite team going into the game, surprisingly. I don't know why that was, but I guess that shut up pretty much any doubters that TCU had left. Yeah. Moving on from that, we have our next recap game, which was number 25 ranked Washington versus number 6 Oregon. How about them 8-1-3 boys? Michael Penix Jr. pulling off the upset victory 37-34. Look, Bo Nix had a lot of hype and he played great. Look, this is college football is one of the best games of the year from an offensive standpoint. I don't know if I'll call it the game of the year just because, defense doesn't normally get played by Pac-12 teams. So not really going to discredit them from that sense. But Bo Nix played extremely well, but Penix just happened to play better. 408 yards, 2 tutties and a pick. Bo Nix 280 yards and 2 tutties. Um, yeah, kind of the deciding factor in that one. I don't know. Oregon was winning the entire time. I think they had a
Oregon
lead.
shit the bed so hard in the fourth quarter, dude. They had a lead. Listen, sorry, I just had it up. They had a lead. They're chilling. They're up 24-20. Then they go up 31-27.
30, they go up 34-27.
34-27, 31-27, 31-27, 20, 34-27. Then they let a three-play 65-yard touchdown drive. Then they go 4 and out, and then they let them drive a 4-play 8-yard 35-second field goal drive to win the game.
Yikes.
They folded, bro. And I think Oregon's a good team. I just think the Pac-12 and like we can do this shit all the time, but like the Pac-12 is just the same teams every year beating each other. It's the most overrated conference. I think it's literally dog shit, and I think you could put some barely over 500 teams in the Big Ten, ACC, and SEC, and they would run the Pac-12. I mean, you have the top. The top is 7-3, then 1, 2, 3, 4 teams at 8-2, and then USC at 9-1. They all beat each other. They're all garbage,
Yeah.
and they do the same thing every year. They have like 1 to 2 teams that are good all season, and then shit the bed the very end. It's so Pac-12 to happen. Michael Penix, certified dog. Pretty sure he won Offensive Player of the Week this week. Certified dog. Tampa kid being a dog. Bo Nix, truthfully, didn't play horrible. It just seemed like this was destined to happen. Like it just had to happen.
Yeah.
Um, Great game. It was a color rush game, so they both wore uh their color rush jerseys, which was sick. I don't really got much more to say about it. It's just pretty fucking Pac-12.
Yeah. You want to know what's not pretty Pac-12? A 13-10 win featuring the LSU Tigers and Arkansas Razorbacks. Look, LSU got it done. Right now, they sit at the 7 seed. They're on the outside looking in. They could be playing college football playoffs, given some certain circumstances
Are
going
they
down
this
at the end of
game
the year.
also locked in them going to the SEC championship?
Yeah, it did. But what it didn't help them with is proving that they deserve to stand alongside the Georgias and the Tennessees of the world. I know they beat Alabama, but I mean, last play at the end of the game, they played well there. But you got to play well week in and week out. You beat a Arkansas team who didn't even have KJ Jefferson. You played completely abysmally on the offensive side of the ball. You couldn't get anything going. Outside of Perkins Jr., the linebacker for LSU, nothing was really going right for LSU. And Harold Perkins, if you guys watch the game, this man is a freshman linebacker, I believe,
Yeah,
and
certified
is
dog.
easily one of the best. Yeah,
8
easily one of the best
tackles,
linebackers in
6
the country.
solo, 4 sacks, 4 tackle for losses, a pass deflection, and a QB hurry.
Yeah, like he was everywhere. It was insane. Jane Daniels got sacked 7 times, which is unacceptable. That just can't happen. You know,
Yeah,
you
it's
have a
very
guy
fucking
who's
bad.
played pretty well at quarterback the entire year. Um, he completed 8 of 15 passes for 86 yards and an interception,
And he lost a fumble.
and he lost a fumble. So that's kind of where LSU is. Look, Brian Kelly, you've been doing extremely well up to this point, outside of that opening week loss to what, Florida State, and then who was their second loss to? Was it
Tennessee.
to Alabama or Tennessee? Yeah, no, they beat Alabama. Yeah, you lost to Tennessee. Outside of that, you've looked really well. Do not screw this up. Do not screw this up.
Yeah, you have your destiny in your own hands, man. If you win out, you were the first two loss team ever in college football playoffs after a season starting where you guys thought you were going to fire your head coach. So first of all, fuck you LSU fans for that. Brian Kelly's a dog. Gained probably one of my favorite coaches out right now, and I'm not even a Notre Dame fan. How crazy is that? Um, Next thing to go into, I do agree, Zach, that it was an ugly win, but it wasn't like they were like freaking out. I mean, they were up 10-3 the whole game. The last or 13-3 the whole game. They scored their last touchdown and they scored their only touchdown in Arkansas in the fourth quarter. So I feel like sometimes it's ugly, man, but being able to prove that you can get through a game like that with that adversity, I think LSU shows that they're dogs. That's kind of a game where it's like you never want to happen, but you kind of need it to happen to prove to yourself like that you can play an ugly game and still win. A boring game, a game that lulls you to sleep. You get guys look at the MMA, you get guys like Alex Pereira or Cheeto Vera who just are very slow, lull you to sleep, and knock you out. And that was the kind of game it felt like it was. But they didn't fall asleep.
Yeah, yeah. I know this isn't an MMA pod, but I just got this notification about how Josh Emmett is getting the interim title shot.
Against
Um,
Yari Rodriguez.
yeah. Interesting enough, that's weird. Speaking of weird football games, Alabama and Ole Miss, man.
Why
This
can't I
game
find it
just
on my phone?
this is weird
I got it.
as it'll ever get. Mississippi was leading, Ole Miss was leading going into halftime, up on number 9 ranked Alabama, 17-14. And then of course Bryce Young comes back, ends up throwing 3 touchdowns, they win the game. Look, Alabama's still good. They always have been, but my thing is they're just not putting teams away like they used to. Like Alabama in like 2 up to 5 years ago, they would play maybe 1 to 2 games close a year, and that being in the national championship.
Yeah, they used to just
Outside of that,
absolutely slaughter teams.
slaughter, like bloodbath. Like
Like
you
you
would
knew
you
if you weren't LSU or Georgia and you were on their schedule, you were losing by a 20 bomb.
yeah, and it was just like guaranteed. Like they would go into games favored by like 56
Yeah.
on the spread, and you would be like, I still may take Alabama in this. Like, but now it seems like every other game, like we can go through their schedule so far this year. I mean, Texas 1 point victory on a team that didn't even have point errors. I mean, it was at Texas given. I'll give you that. Texas A&M, you only win by 4, and you should have lost on the last play of the game. Interesting. Tennessee, three
Arkansas
point
was
loss.
Arkansas, you were only up 28-23 going in the fourth.
Yep. Um, LSU, 1 point loss given last play of the game, just like Tennessee. And then Ole Miss, who is a top 15th ranked team, but I thought you were a lot better than only by 6.
Yeah, I thought they would have killed him. I thought they would have mopped him.
Yeah, to
I
kind
mean,
of prove that they're still
Lane
like,
Kiffin also does have a good pass record of playing Nick Saban though.
yes, I will admit that. He do be knowing. Good thing for Alabama though, they play a terrible Austin P team and an even worse Auburn team to close out the year.
Yeah,
By the
the
way,
other thing is I have oh no you go, I'm sorry.
yeah, I was gonna say, speaking of Auburn, um,
That's what I was just about to say, yeah.
yeah, speaking of Auburn, one of the more controversy jobs, also one of the easiest jobs to accept because you could easily recruit there. You're at an
Yeah.
SEC school. Your rival's Alabama. You know, why who wouldn't want that job? So, Mr. Fisher, my question is, who do you think is going to swoop in and claim that Auburn job?
So I think first you need to talk about what is the Auburn job. It is, in my personal opinion, the hardest coaching job in college football because they play the hardest schedule every single year, bro. Year in and year out, Auburn football plays a hell of a schedule because because the thing about it, you're guaranteed Alabama every year, and then you get a
Oh,
rotation.
Iron Bowl.
Yeah, then you get a rotation of the other SEC hammers, and Auburn does a very good job, at least under Gus Malzahn. They did of playing a kickoff game every year, like a really good opening game. But I mean, dude, think about it. Even this year, they hosted number 11 Penn State, hosted number 6 LSU, played at number 1 Georgia, played at number 14 Ole Miss, and then they're gonna be at number 8 Alabama. That is the hardest schedule in college football. That is the hardest schedule in college football right there. They're just lucky that they somehow didn't get Tennessee on there too. All right, so it's hard to win there, and that's why I think they jumped the gun on Malzahn way too fast. And look at his success at UCF right now. It's hard to win there, dude. It's the hardest schedule. The upside is it's such a good historic football program where you're guaranteed big games on TV your whole season. Even when they suck now, they're on big time games. I mean, they played Texas A&M at a night game. That's a big deal, you know. And it's easy to recruit there. And all you got to do is just promote kids. Like, look, do you want to be the 100th Alabama team to beat Auburn, or do you want to be the next Auburn team to beat Alabama? You know.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I personally like them getting Hugh Freeze. I thought that would have been really big for them. But what I'm hearing of as of today is that it's like almost a done deal with Lane Kiffin, which I don't get why you leave Ole Miss. Personally, I feel like it's the same thing. But I mean, you're going to get more money boosters at Auburn. They care more about football. Ole Miss cares more about baseball. All right. And you're also going to get, I think, better support from the school and better recruits than you would at Ole Miss. Ole Miss is an SEC school who doesn't sell out their home games. That's bad. That's very
Mhm.
bad. Every single Auburn game, even with them sucking now, is sold out. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
feel like I don't know if he succeeds there though, because of how hard it is. He's got to get a better defense for like 1000% if he wants to succeed there. But I do think you could see Lane Kiffin to start getting top 5 recruiting classes at Auburn.
Yeah. Lane Kiffin does a great job of just being such a lovable guy wherever he is, and then finds a way to leave in the worst way possible so that
Yeah.
everyone fucking hates him.
Yeah, he does a really good job at that.
Yeah, because that foot, like, he treats schools like relationships. Like, he's like, oh no, like, I would never leave you. I love you. And then immediately goes and like has sex with the girl that you hate the most. Like that,
Yeah.
that is literally like Lane Kiffin tells his girl, he's like, oh no, you don't got to worry about her. Like, no, she's just an assistant. And then pulls an Auburn head coach who's like, yeah, but I brought her from Boise State. Like that's kind of how that's working out.
Yeah,
Um,
no, he's fired. So
yeah. Yeah. Thank God Lane has no affair issues because Auburn is looking for the best, safest option known to man. And to be honest, as wild as I view Coach Kiffin, because let's be honest, that man probably gets down, somehow never been in trouble,
that we
at
know
least to
of.
my that we know of, that we certainly that we don't know of.
Yeah, not to
Because
my knowledge. I know he's fucked up as a coach, but I don't think I've never heard him doing anything like bad.
yeah, it just kind of blows my mind because like some coaches, you're like, oh, this guy got a job. Oh, what did he do in his first practice? Oh, was hooking up with assistant players or managers. Sick. Oh, this guy was drunk at games. Sick. Like
Yeah,
what?
I admit
Like
I don't.
how? Beats me. And then you have other coaches like Jimbo who are just like, I'm going to run these same plays as my NCAA '06 playbook, except I don't have the John Madden feature turned on where he can recommend plays.
Yeah, no, it's bad,
Outside of
dude.
that,
It's
pathetic.
bad.
Yes.
But I think, like you said, with what you said with Lane doing it at the worst times, Goes to Alabama as an offense coordinator after failing at Tennessee and USC as head coach, right? You go to Alabama as offense coordinator, give them the best scoring offense they've ever had, and then you go to FAU. And you get FAU, their winningest career, 3 seasons ever, and then you go to Ole Miss. And now you got Ole Miss at top 15 in the country for 2 years straight, and now you're gonna leave it Auburn.
Yeah, no, but what kills me is like how he leaves because they always ask him. They're like, "Oh, we're hearing that the Ole Miss job's opening up," and he's like, why would I want to leave the beautiful state of Florida? Why would I want to leave Boca Raton?" Signs the contract as he's saying that shit.
Yeah.
Gets to Ole Miss, they're like, the Auburn job opens up. Have you been given that any thought? And he's like, why would I be thinking about that? He's like, why would I leave? He's like, I'm already building a program here. Like, I have no reason to leave here. I already signed off on the Auburn deal.
Yeah.
It's like as he's saying it, he's already like going over. As he's saying it, he's pretty much looking Auburn directly in the face, and he's saying, "You better pay me racks,
Oh, they're gonna
racks."
throw him bread. But my thing is, Zach, do you think we see a Lincoln Riley effect with Lane Kiffin if he goes to Auburn? You think all of his Ole Miss guys are gonna go with him, like Jackson Dart and all those guys?
I mean, has he been known to do it in the past?
Uh, I don't think so. But I mean, it's different now with the transfer portal. It's a lot different now.
It is, but I feel like Lane's the type of guy to be like, "Fuck it."
Yeah,
Like,
but he has a way better roster at Ole Miss than he does at Auburn. RJ Finley's not your guy, dude. He's a terrible quarterback. Or TJ
I mean,
Finley,
he'll.
whatever his name is.
Well, let's put it this way: he's gonna get all his recruits.
Oh no, no, yeah, the
Everyone
Ole Miss recruiting board for the next season,
gone,
the year after
gone.
is going to turn into the Auburn recruiting board in
Yeah,
about
no,
two
no, no,
months.
it's gone. Yeah, Ole Miss is
Yeah,
fucked. Like, let's get
yeah,
that out of the way first. Any chance Ole Miss fans thought they had at running the SEC at some point in the near future, absolutely gone. Like your dog just got cancer. Like that,
yeah.
that's kind of how they have to deal.
Now,
Like you're done.
if you're talking Ole Miss now, who are you looking to hire? And mind you, this it's a pretty good chance. All right, so you're Ole Miss, right? You're like, all right, shit, we need a head coach. Who are we gonna get? It's a pretty good chance that around the same time you start looking for a coach, Texas A&M can start looking for a coach. And if you want a big coach, it's going to be nearly impossible to convince someone to go to Ole Miss over Texas A&M.
Yeah. Hmm.
Am I wrong there?
No, you're not wrong.
You have
That's why
better
I'm trying to.
facilities. You have better support. You're in Texas, so you have better recruits. Jimbo has the best players. The players aren't the issue. It's not the players. He has the best players. You have amazing facilities, uniforms, everything, and you have a school that has unlimited fucking money. Why would you like? So that's what I'm saying. Like, who does Ole Miss go for?
Damn,
You think we see maybe an Ed Ogeron return?
Coach O at Oregon. God damn.
No, at
You
Ole
you're
Miss.
our
Ole Miss.
all right, Ole Miss. Yeah, sorry. I'm trying to think how would that accent work at another state that has an even worse accent? Like
Yeah,
that
I
would
know,
just be
but
can't.
the thing is they're both some fucking southern ass schools. So like it wouldn't be like weird. Like he wouldn't
Yeah.
be like like if he was at like a Big Ten school, that doesn't work. But if he stays in the South, kids will play for a Southern guy like that. They're Southern kids will.
I mean, I just don't think he has any urge to come out of retirement just because like
He's
he
making
had his
so
perfect
much
season
money, and he's making so much fucking
to
money.
sit on his ass, just to sit on his ass. He's like doesn't have to do shit. He's just like, yeah, I'm chilling. Like I don't. It's like, all right, whatever. I did just read this though. University of Charlotte is set to hire Michigan's Biff Poggi, or however you say his name, the associate head coach for Michigan.
Oh, good for them.
Yeah, so they got him. In other college football news, I don't know if you were made aware of the shooting that took place at the University of Virginia. Just want to say a prayer to all those that were impacted by that.
As well as
We
students at the University of Wisconsin, because one of the players was a graduate student from the University of Wisconsin, and they even canceled their classes as well.
yeah, so thoughts and prayers go out to them.
Yeah, super sad fuck situation, man. They got killed by their own former teammate.
Yeah.
So
Obviously,
fucking sad. It's way bigger
whereas
than football, you know. At the end of the day, it's fuck the rivalries, fuck all that shit, man. These are kids trying to, live their dreams, you know.
get degrees, make
Yeah.
an impact in the world. Um, but back to our regular scheduled programming. We had another upset in college football
In the
where
Pac-12, once
in the
again.
Pac-12, is it even called an upset or is it just called Pac-12 football?
It's
Because
just you can't go into week 12 with one loss. That's what it is. I think
yeah,
it's like a bylaw in the Pac-12. Only one team is allowed to have one loss entering week 12. Like by week 12,
yes,
everyone else has to have two losses.
yeah. It's so painful to watch. It really is.
Were they
And
up the
yeah,
whole game too?
um,
Yes, they
no,
were never down.
no, they were
Arizona had
down.
the no, they were not. Arizona had the lead 14-0, 14-7, 14-14. Then they went up 21-14, then 21-21. Then they went up 20. Oh no, you're right. They went up 28-24 with 10 minutes
Yeah,
left. And then they won 34-24, 28.
yep. Let's talk about why UCLA lost. And it's pretty simple. Jaden DeLora for Arizona hit the best game of his life, and that's kind of how you end up losing in the Pac-12. Is one guy can kind of take over a game, and in a sense, it was a quarterback. Threw for 3 touchdowns, his fifth 300-yard passing game of the season, and they upset the ninth ranked UCLA Bruins. Mainly, I blame the Bruins because they just don't put anyone in seats, and you have nothing to be nervous about. It's like running a practice out there. Like who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Like
You
it's
ever
a
seen the
joke.
video of their opening game?
Yeah, it's a
It was
joke.
like it was like
It's
8,000 people in a 100,000 person stadium.
yeah, not like this is where we play the Rose Bowl at,
Yeah,
but
no, no, it's literally probably the most historic college football stadium. And they can't even get half of it full.
Jesus, that is pathetic. But yeah, Delora played phenomenally. Zach Charbonnet for the Bruins rushed for 181 yards and 3 tutties. Still couldn't get it done. Um, you know, kind of the history of the Pac-12. It's the offenses that do fine. It's just whether or not their defense wants to show up and kind of win them the game. If you're giving up this amount of points, not happening. I'm sorry. You let this kid throw for what 22 of 28, 315 and 2 tutties, and he
That's
ran in his third.
crazy.
Yeah, I mean he balled out on you. He's a sophomore too. And he's completing 65% of his passes in his last 7 games. So
That's
this kid
amazing.
could be legit.
He's from Washington State also.
Yeah, this kid is nice. As for DTR, he's kind of been a big name for the Bruins this year. He was 26 of 40 for 245.
Yeah, he didn't play
I feel like
horribly.
he didn't play horribly, but I feel like a big part of his game is you have to be ahead so he can use his feet.
Yeah.
You gotta be able to shut him down to where he only can throw, and that's how you'll win games. Because like he's not going to consistently convert those third and longs, those third mediums with his hands. He's kind of like how I view Lamar in a sense. I don't think he's on like Lamar Jackson level or like hype worthy, but like kind of the same esque of
Yeah,
player,
but
like
I
same
think
play
I think
style.
the thing that you said is very true. UCLA can hang with anyone as long as they don't have like a huge lead on them. They're not a comeback team. They can't just start producing numbers. But what they can do is hold a lead and build it. And you saw
Yes.
that. You saw them do that this whole year basically. But when they lose, it's because the other teams get hot before them and then they can't catch up.
Yeah. Another big thing I didn't even know, but I thought it's worth noting. Um, Coach Fish for the Arizona Wildcats was the interim head coach for the Bruins when Jim Mora Jr. was fired. So he coached those last couple games there, left to take the Arizona job, and then was like, "Hey, guess what? We smoking that Bruins pack.
Yeah, I
You're
did
my
not know
bitch
this.
now."
Damn.
Big ups, big ups. Nothing feels better. You know who else whooped that ass in their return to their home team? Coach Dusty May. If you don't know who that is the FAU men's basketball coach who was the assistant coach for the Florida Gators.
Yes,
But
sir.
they said you're not good enough for the head coaching job here at the Gators. So what does he do? He goes down to Boca Raton where he can sit on the beach sipping some Mai Tais and just whoop that Gator ass
Yes,
recruiting
sir.
some
At
Russian
at
transfers.
Gainesville too. We went to your crib and took it over. And
Who
took
get
it
over?
over.
You got outscored by our bench 34-5. We were we beat you the entire game. You only held the lead at 1 point during the entire
Yo,
game.
Matt McDonald. What happened?
How you lose? How you lose to the goddamn Owls? How about that?
Let's
How about
go.
that?
Let's go, Zach. Get me fired up. Next
Shout
game
out.
should have been our college game day. Should have been our college game day. Okay.
Yes.
University of Tulane coming in at number 17, hosting the number 22 UCF Knights. First and foremost, Auburn, whoever was the decision maker to fire Gus Malzahn, get rid of him. Get rid of him right now. I don't know who the hell thought that was a good idea. Dude had won 7-5 season and is like 5 years there, and they're like, "Fuck, he's got to go."
He's
Like,
done. He's done. He's got
bro,
nothing left.
what? Like, he's not like get the fuck out of town with that. Okay, he's doing great at UCF. He's building a culture, just like we said he was going to. He's a good head coach, dude. He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, they low key kind of should be undefeated. Shit happens. Good game. Fumley played solid 17 for 30, 132 yards in the air with a tutty, 176 yards on the ground with 2 tutties. Absolute scoring machine. This is the kind of kid that you see Gus Malzahn do best with. He's a good guy when his quarterback can move. That's where he coaches best. And you saw with Dylan Gabriel, you saw when he had what was the Auburn kid? Nick Marshall. That's where he's best. When he used to coach, they can't move, and like that was where he does the best. Tulane, like they were winning the entire game. I mean, Pratt, their quarterback, 23 for 39, 236 yards and 3 tutties. I mean, they didn't play bad. They lost, I think, with like what 2 minutes left of the game.
No, they were
A
down
minute
the
forty
entire game.
six.
No, they were down the entire game. They were down 17-7, and then
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. I thought that was Tulane.
yeah, no. Tulane was down this
Damn, they
entire
were
game.
getting
They were
whooped
getting
actually.
whooped. Yeah, they were getting
24 to
whooped.
7 at one point. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
they were getting dogged. Ran through the mud. But it kind of what I saw in this game was kind of what we all always knew about Tulane. It was that their offense had just been much better than it had been years past. They finally had some weapons that were consistently able to work together, kind of congeal, play some really clean football, and that kind of showed. Even when they went down 24-7, they battled back the entire time. Only problem is you usually what happens is if you're kind of a nobody, no offense to them, but like let's be honest, you weren't ranked in years past. Going from like a nothing school to something, you only one phase of the game usually makes a big step up, and you're able to just kind of compensate for your weaknesses in other aspects. You finally played another ranked school in UCF, and you got exposed for what like you were. Like we knew you weren't strong defensively. Your front seven probably couldn't compete with that UCF line like it did. Malzahn had over his guy when he left Auburn. He has a solid team
Yeah.
there at UCF, and they proved it. Like they just kind of took it to you. John Reese Plumlee balled out. He did exactly what he had to do. And it was
Is
kind
he
of just a little too
originally
easy
is
for
he
him.
originally a UCF quarterback or is he from somewhere else?
He's from Ole Miss. He's the Ole Miss transfer.
Yes, you're right. Yes.
Yes. I will say this about Tulane. Their baby blue and green combo uni is sick.
Dude,
I think that's
Tulane's a dope school, bro. I went on a visit there because I went on a visit. I got an academic scholarship to go to that New Orleans school. What the hell? Loyola New Orleans.
mhm.
So and it's neighboring Tulane. Like this campus is touch. So I went and took a visit on Tulane, dude. It's cool. It's in New Orleans, which is awesome. Beautiful facilities. Their colors are awesome. It's a good academic school. It's it's a dope school, dude. It's a really dope school. So I think it would have been sick to have college game day in New Orleans, but I mean they obviously wanted to go ride Texas's dick. But yeah, it's a dope school, and I think that their head coach. I don't know anything about him to be honest, but I think if he can keep the ball rolling, you can recruit to New Orleans, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Um, yeah, funny thing about Tulane, my grandfather, back when Tulane was in the SEC, was committed to Tulane for basketball, football, and baseball, and got drafted by the Cubs out of high school.
Nice, very fascinating. Way
And
to
and
live
then
up to his potential.
yeah, unfortunately, I did not have my back broken against Penn State in my first collegiate football game, so I'm kind of thankful for that.
Yeah. Oh, damn!
Outside of
That
that,
ended everything.
Everything. Yeah. So this is the crazy part.
Oh my God. So he had so much going for him. It's done.
Yeah, yeah. So what happened was is he got drafted out of high school really highly by the Cubs, and his mother was like, "No, like you're going to college, you're getting a degree." So he's like, "All right, I'm going to go to an SEC school in Tulane where I will play football, basketball, and baseball, and just be a dog at everything." And then first year at quarterback, they play Penn State, and he breaks his back, and then ends his entire sporting career. So then what he does is he picks up golf, joins the senior tour, becomes like one of the best golfers like ever, or not ever, but like becomes like one of the best golfers that I've ever known. Teaches Michael Jordan and Derek Jeter how to golf, and then creates a multi-million-dollar company. And he's like, "Yeah,
Who's Ken's that?
no, my
Lori's
mom's dad,
dad.
Lori." Yeah, because get this, Lori's mom was the first woman to ever play on a male sports team. She was the first women's golfer at the University of North Alabama to play on the men's golf team because she would just wipe the floor with all the women's golfers. So she was a dog. And then my mom played
And Lori,
softball
that's
at
why
Florida
Lori's
State.
got that dog in her.
That's where the Watts brothers got that dog in us. But the
Yeah.
problem is we got too much of the Ken Watts
You got
genes,
too much. I
which
don't give a fuck at the same time. That's the problem. So you guys are met in the
damn.
middle.
See, if my mom would have raised a single parent household, me and my brother would be in the NFL right now.
Yeah,
That's
dog,
essentially,
dog,
yeah.
dog.
We'd be the greatest
If you
athletes
guys
to walk
got
the
too
earth.
much, I can just sit on the couch and play video games.
I'm really feeling an underwear day today, like just not getting up, like that. That's what we're feeling.
That's awesome.
Wow, existential crisis going on in the mind of the Watts right now. That was weird. Anyway, outside of that, moving forward, we have the Florida State Seminoles taking on the Syracuse
Orange.
orange. Yeah, are they really just like a big orange? Like, is that
Yeah, they're just the Syracuse Orange. They're
okay?
like one
Yeah.
of seven teams that their team name is it doesn't have an S at the end.
Is that why it's so weird? That's got to be like illegal. They got to make that illegal.
They're the Syracuse Orange.
If they were called like the tangerines or like the oranges, I feel like I'd have a little bit more respect for them.
Well,
But
I mean,
like,
it's the Stanford Cardinal.
it's not respectable.
Like it's not Cardinals, it's Stanford Cardinal, and it's just a
Yeah. Not
tree.
only that. Yeah. Not only that, their tree is ugly as shit. Have you even looked at
Yeah,
their mat? Like,
it's like scary. Yeah, it's like
like
scary.
God, we need we need a
Damn, what's another
huge
team with no S?
God. Do I need to look up like?
No, you can do this. You can do this. There's got to be one more
Nah,
team. No, there's like seven of them. Wait, you pull it up, and I'm gonna see if I can guess it.
yeah. Oh, I got it.
How many
I
are there?
got
How
it.
many are there?
Okay, there
No,
are.
don't say them. Just tell me how many there are.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
There's 13 of
Holy
them. All right, I
shit.
think I can do it. Can I look at logos at least?
Um,
All right, this just has the
I,
name of the schools. This just has the name of the schools.
okay.
Maybe this. Yeah.
Okay, here's the problem. There are some that are plural, but the plural form
All
isn't
right, all right, all right.
including an S.
If I look at it, I'm gonna get them all. All right, you got Navy Midshipman,
Yep,
Syracuse Orange.
yep,
Oh, NC State Wolf Pack.
yep. There's another one that we know very well.
Um,
Who do we constantly give shout outs to on this fucking pod?
Nevada Wolf Pack.
There you go.
Nevada Wolf Pack. How
All
many am
right.
I at right now?
Okay, you got Nevada, NC State, Navy, and Syracuse. And you said Stanford, so five.
Yeah,
That's
Stanford
five.
Cardinal. Is it the Ohio State Buckeye? No, it's Buckeyes, right?
Buckeyes. I'll give you a hint. This next team is a part of the SEC.
Oh, I haven't gotten there yet. Illinois fighting Illinois.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Fuck, this is hard.
Yeah. I don't
No,
think you'll
what
be
is
able to get.
Notre Dame fighting Irish?
Yep. That's one. Yep. Yep.
Um, Army.
Nope.
What even is Army?
It's the Knights. Army's the Black Knights.
Why do I want to say it's Bowling Green?
It's not Bowling Green, but you're close.
Really?
You're in that kind of like group of five schools. I'll give you this hint. Let me tell you this. You have one.
Colorado, but no, the Buffaloes.
You have you have one team left in Power Five, and the rest are Group of Five.
I don't know what Vandy's is.
Commodores. So that would not be it.
Alabama Rolling Tide,
Crimson Tide. So that's
Crimson
one of them.
Tide. Okay, okay.
That's
How
one
many?
of them.
How
So
many left do I have though?
okay, you have one, two, three, four, five left. You have five left. They're all
Oh,
Group of Fives.
Louisiana Raging Cajun. Oh no,
Nope,
that's nasty.
Cajuns.
Fuck. Appalachian Mountaineers. I don't know what ODU is. Old Dominion,
No, Old
Monarchs.
Dominion is not a yeah, the Monarchs. Not in it.
Marshall, the herd.
Yep, that's one of them. You have four left. We
Fuck,
have a
this is hard.
school. We have a school that we just mentioned in this pod already.
Is it Air? No, Falcons.
Whatever school we just discussed in depthly.
Hawaii.
No, it's a school we just talked about. Like just talked about.
UCF. Tulane. Tulane.
Mm, yep.
What is theirs? The Green Wave.
Yep.
Shit, so three left.
Three left.
All right. What is Miami of Ohio? Is that one?
No, they're the Hawks. All right, I'll give you another hint.
This is hard, dude. It sounds like it's way easier.
This is a Texas team. This next one is a Texas team that plays out of Conference USA.
UTEP Miners,
Nope. Nope.
Rice Owls. No,
Nope.
UTSA Roadrunners.
Sorry, not Conference USA. Wait, is it Conference
Is it
USA?
North Texas?
Yep, it is North
What
Texas.
what are they? The Green Machine?
The Green Machine.
But there's a fucking eagle.
Yep, but it's the Green Machine. Or no, North Texas Mean Green. It's the
Mean
Mean Green.
Green.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
your
yeah.
last two. One of them is from Oklahoma.
My phone died. Fuck. Okay.
Okay, one of them is from Oklahoma.
Tulsa.
Yes, your last one.
Hurricane.
Tulsa is yeah, I believe Tulsa is the Hurricane. Yeah, Tulsa Golden Hurricane. The last one that you need is an upper northeastern school. Think Jim Mora.
It's UMass Minutemen.
Yes, sir. There we go.
Let's
There
fucking
are
go.
there are your 13
Let's go.
non-S teams. Wow. By the way, you can find this quiz at sporkle.com, which has a bunch of sports S quizzes that you can take. I find myself on it all the time, just doing random bullshit quizzes. I think it's hilarious. That just wasted a majority of our time, but I'm down with that.
Yeah, I had fun. I did good though.
Yeah, we're gonna release our rankings of the best teams without an S shortly. But moving on from that, we have our back to our originally scheduled program where we had Florida State taking on Syracuse. There's not much to say about this game. I think that's why we got distracted. Florida State beat the dog piss out of Syracuse, and it
Florida
wasn't
State
even.
is fucking legit, bro.
We are. It just it's a matter of consistency at this point.
Yeah.
Sean
Sean Tucker
Tucker
was not
definitely,
pleased. He was not. I read the tweet. He said he was very
yeah,
unpleased.
yeah. Sean Tucker is on suicide watch. So please, if you are close to Sean Tucker, please let me know how he's doing. I will buy him an orange sherbet if that would cheer his mood up. He seems like an orange sherbet guy.
I like
Um,
Sean. I like him a lot, dude. I don't think they utilize him well enough. I don't think it's him.
no, I think he will be a great NFL running back
He's a
for
good
some
all-purpose
team.
back. He can do everything.
He can do it all. Yeah, big players for the Florida State Seminoles. We had an offensive lineman get Player of the Week for the second week in a row, as well as Trey Benson winning Running of the Week honors. Mike Norvell, man, just getting it done. Just if he wins out this year, I'm gonna say some outlandish shit heading into next year. That's all I'm gonna say.
You know, you know what he's doing is he's bringing back the old Florida State. He's having 50 guys touch the ball, and that's how Florida State balls. Look at the best
Yeah,
Florida State teams. 4 guys are having crazy receiving years. 5 guys are having crazy rushing years. We have a good quarterback, good backup quarterback. Like when the ball moves around a lot, when you have multiple weapons, it's Florida State's the best. And a great defense. The defense in the 2013 was one of the best defenses in college football history. So like when they're good, when Florida State has firepower on the offense and a solid defense, they're one of the best teams in the country.
yeah.
And I also heard, I believe Jordan Travis has the eligibility of one more season.
Jesus Christ. What?
But
Here's what I'll
I
say.
think he's gonna go. I think he's gonna go. I think they want AJ Duffy to come in.
Yeah, I agree. One of the things I'll say about Florida State is I've become so used to going for it on fourth down now that I think I just like assume if it's like less than 4th and 5 that we're going for it.
I like it though.
It's
I
just,
fuck with it.
oh no, I'm so down with that. Like, because like that's how I play like NCAA is I'm just like, you know what? I can get this. Like it's a belief in your players to get shit done so consistently.
But the thing is once you get that too, your confidence the rest of the drive is we're scoring. We're
Yeah,
scoring. We're
yeah,
gonna score.
easily, easily. But yeah, moving on from that, we have our last recap. This game really weird. Vanderbilt finally breaks their streak of not being able to beat SEC opponents by finally beating a ranked Kentucky team
At Kentucky.
at Kentucky. Bob Stoops, what happened? Mark, whatever. Mark, Bob,
No, it's Bob. It's
Billy.
Bob.
Yeah,
Billy
loser.
Bob Thornton.
Yeah, yeah. How about loser?
Dude, what the
Loser
hell
Stoops.
happened to them? They were looking like they could go into the playoff halfway through this season so far.
Dude,
And then it's just Will
yeah,
Levis,
I have.
dog shit. Their O line, dog shit. Their defense, dog shit. I don't understand what happened to Kentucky.
Dude,
I was so big
Vandy,
on them. I was so big on them.
Vandy had a 26 game SEC losing streak, bro. And they played teams like Mizzou, South Carolina. Like there are a lot of teams that are just
What the fuck
but
happened to Kentucky?
but yeah. Um I I'm trying to like read through here just to see if I could like try to figure out
Pretty sure they
what
lost
happened.
in the last play on the game on like a post route.
Yeah, but let's be honest. If you lost to Vandy, it wasn't because the last play of the game didn't
Oh
go
no,
your way.
yeah, I agree. I'm just saying the final touchdown was scored in the last play.
Yeah, Will Levis threw for 109 yards, 11 of 23.
And Mel Kiper Jr. has him going number 1 overall. I don't understand.
Well, I don't think he has him going
I
number 1 overall.
don't
I think
get
he
no,
has him
he
like
has
as
him
number
number
one
one
draft.
overall. He has him as the
Nah,
number 1 draft pick.
nah, I'm sorry. No way.
I
I
just
refuse.
don't understand how these guys are making this much money to talk about college football.
I mean, we
He's
do it
not
for
even the
free.
number 1 quarterback.
I, he's bad.
Really bad.
Some team is gonna buy into the hype,
Oh no, he's
unfortunately.
gonna get picked in the first round probably.
Yeah, and I feel bad for that team. I
Do you
feel bad
remember
for
do
him.
you remember where all of his hype started from, if you can recall?
I don't. I could not tell
He
you.
was
I just remember I woke up
transferring,
one
he
day.
was transferring from Penn State. And in the middle of his process of him transferring from Penn State and going to Kentucky, Jordan Palmer or some guy, he had a camp and he was there, and someone had like a behind the video footage of him slinging the rock, and his motion was gorgeous, just like Like his release time was so fast, it was just beautiful. And then he goes to Kentucky and gains all these Instagram followers and stuff, and just all this hype.
Yep. And nope,
Yeah, he's just not that guy.
nope,
He's a
not
dog
that guy.
though. That finger, and he fucking popped it back in and played the Ole Miss game. He's just not that
Yep.
guy.
But finger popping each other's assholes won't get you a bowl game, will it?
It will not. Well, I think they're already 6-4, but still,
Yeah, only to lose to probably watch. They're gonna get Notre Dame in a bowl game.
bro, they're gonna get Notre Dame in a ball game. Yeah, but yeah, so let's move on to week 12. Like I said, it kind of sucks ass, and there's not a lot of amazing things to talk about, but we'll talk about what we can talk about. And that starts off with a Thursday night game between SMU at Tulane. I don't know about you, Zach Watts. This is a super, super, super fun game, in my opinion. SMU with Tanner Mordecai, who's coming off, one of the greatest performances ever. That he mopped USF going into this Tulane game. They're coming up with hype. SMU is not a bad team. They're playing with Sonny Dykes' old roster. They're good at football. So yeah, Tulane, was almost on their way from going to a New York Six Bowl. They could still beat UCF in the championship game and go. So it's a very interesting matchup. This is Tulane kind of needs to win this game very bad. And I think SMU is the kind of team that can just piss in their cereal.
Yeah. SMU, they've been doing all right since Sonny Dyke left. They're just not the same team. Tanner Mordecai kind of is a dog. I'm not going to take anything away from him. He's been playing extremely well. I'm sure that, Sonny Dykes wouldn't have mind bringing him over. But, when you have Max Dugan doing what he's doing,
Max Dugan.
Max Dugan doing what he's doing, what a dog. But yeah, I mean, nothing much to say. Tulane kind of has to have this bounce back game if they kind of want to stay in the top 25. Because let's be honest, if you are a group of five team and you have two losses, or well, they do have two losses, but three especially, you're done. Like you
Yeah,
will
you're
never
done.
sniff
It's
the top
over. Yeah, it's
25 again in
over.
your life. I don't even know who Tulane's coach is, to be honest with you. Not not too big on that program. I should be though. They've been
I
doing
don't know,
extremely
dude, but
well.
this is a really good battle of the quarterbacks. This is a really good game, dude. I mean, Tanner Mordecai, 27, over 2,700 yards, 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Pratt for Tulane, 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, 4 picks. This is a
Yeah,
good game, dude. Points per game, we're looking at 40 for SMU, 32 for Tulane. Um, Points per game allowed, Tulane's defense is much better, only 19 to SMU's 32. But yards allowed, bro, we're looking over like 400 from SMU and over and around 800 for Tulane.
yeah. No, this should be a good game, especially that it's at Tulane. I can't remember if they played UCF at home or not.
Tulane is 4-1 in their last five. SMU's 4-1 in their last five. SMU only lost to Cincinnati. They lost 29-27, but they put 40 on Navy, 45 on Tulsa, 77 on Houston, 41 on USF. I mean,
Yeah,
dude, this is going to be a fucking game. I think
yeah.
with
They
it
should.
at being at Tulane though, and Tulane's going to play piss the fuck off after UCF. I think Tulane takes this one in the bag.
Yeah, I agree. I'm
Looking
definitely
over
down to ride.
under 65 as well.
Uh, I
Oh,
my brain,
oh.
my brain
Tulane a
says,
-3. Well, I'm taking Tulane -3, 100%.
yeah, give me Tulane -3, and
Let's take the
I'm
over.
gonna. Do we want to take the over?
Let's take the fucking
Yeah,
over. We're
yeah.
gonna
Let's
take the
take the
over.
fucking over. Yeah, we're slanging dicks.
We're gonna take the fucking over.
Yeah.
What's our next game? Number 4 TCU at Baylor. So this is what me and Zach were talking about before we started this pod. This is what's crazy about this game. TCU is looking like they control their destiny right now. Like it looks like they're
Mhm.
untouchable. Looks like they're amazing. This is their last hard game. They host Iowa State for next week, which is dog shit. It would be very TCU/Big 12 of them to do what Oregon and UCLA just did and just shit the bed, lose this game, and just completely not blow their chances of being in the playoffs. It wouldn't be the craziest thing to happen, Zach Watts.
Yeah. You know, You see, I'm kind
Baylor
of stuck.
started the season off as a front runner for the Big 12. They got Arnada, whatever the hell, Arnada, whatever his name is. Sonny Dykes, coach of the year.
Dude, this is
Both
such a
teams are
trap
in
game.
Texas. Both teams are in Texas. Max Dugan's performing very well. The defense for Baylor is pretty solid because they got Arnada. But dude, TCU's only a 51.2% matchup prediction, and they're only a -2.5.
Dude, this has trap written all
Yeah.
over it.
Over under
Holy
is 57
shit.
and a half. I'm taking the under on that 100p. That's already a lock. Seal that in. I'm taking the under on that.
See, here's my problem. I feel like the over could hit though if Baylor starts popping off. And
I
if
don't think
Baylor
they're
starts
gonna.
pop,
I don't think Baylor's gonna pop off.
yeah, I
Dude,
don't think they are
every
either.
the
But like,
last 5 games for TCU were very close. They beat Oklahoma State in double overtime by 3. They beat Kansas State by 10, West Virginia by 10, Texas Tech by 10, Texas by 7.
yeah, but Baylor just got blown the fuck out by
Yeah.
Kansas State. Screw it. I'm riding with Sonny Dykes. He's been doing it all year. I want to see him in the playoffs, so I'm gonna put my heart on the line. I'm gonna ride with them boys. -2.5. Give me the under 57.5.
Yeah, let's do it. Fuck
They
it.
get they get shit done.
Sony Dykes is a dog. I'll take it. It's our next game.
Big
Texas
dots.
at Kansas.
Look,
Wow, man. Is Jalen Daniels back? Do we know?
negative,
Negative. Wow, that's
negative.
not good. We do not like that personally.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna take Texas here. Holy shit, -9.
No, give me Kansas +9 all day
Yeah,
at Kansas.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Over
yeah.
under
At Kansas.
64. Give me the over and give me fucking Kansas +9.
Yeah,
Actually,
big
I don't want to touch
facts.
the over. I'm not touching the over under. I'm just kidding.
Um, I'm gonna take the plus on Kansas just because. Look, I know they've kind of taken their fall from grace here. Started off 5-0, now you're 6-4. At least they're below. Well, that's all we can really say.
Bro,
I'm happy
besides the
for them.
Oklahoma win, they only beat Iowa State by 3. I'm talking about Texas, and they beat Kansas State by 7. They didn't even cover. So I know there's no way they're gonna win by 10.
Yeah. Yeah, they've played every school this year outside of Oklahoma extremely close, and the Oklahoma game didn't even have Dylan Gabriel in it, so
Yeah,
that's kind of like a write-off. Give me Kansas +9. That's pretty easy.
I agree.
I'm pretty content with that pick there. Our next game, we have the Bedlam rivalry, Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma. Look, this is weird. This is a really weird game. And let me tell you why. The Bedlam rivalry is never predictable. Um, they pretty much go back and forth. Oklahoma is actually favored to win this game. Holy shit.
How?
Oklahoma is -7.5. I am so taking Oklahoma State. I am
Wait,
so
where's it
taking.
at though? Where's it at though?
It is at Oklahoma.
Damn, son, she thick.
I don't
Oh
care. There
man,
is no way
I
in the
can't
world. There is
find this
no
game.
way in the world Brent Venables is going to beat Mike Gundy by 7.5. I refuse to believe.
Yeah, but dude, Oklahoma State. I love Montgomery, but every time I believe in him, he proves me wrong. Every year I've ever followed their football team, even last year when I thought
I
they were going to go
agree.
to the playoffs. Every
I
year he
agree.
finds a way to prove me wrong.
I just I don't see in what world Oklahoma can win this game by
Oklahoma
8 points.
State has played like dog shit the last 5 games. So is Oklahoma.
Hold on. I gotta see this. I got to see this.
-7.5 over under 64.5. Wow. This is a tricky game.
Dude, okay, the line started at 7, then it went to 7.5. What am I bro? What?
How do you see this? Hmm. Tricky game, Zach Watts.
This is really tricky.
I'm gonna go against my gut and I'm gonna take Oklahoma. But
Minus seven and a half.
I'm gonna take Oklahoma money line.
That's pussy shit. It's over a touchdown, bro. We can't do that.
All right,
We can't
buy
do
the
that.
half and take Oklahoma -7.
All
Dude,
right.
just because
All right.
I think Oklahoma State's gonna win, that means they're gonna lose because that happens every time.
True, true. But I also think this is one of those where we're overthinking the shit out of it, and we need to just analyze these two
Oh
teams for what they
man.
are. Now, I will say, here's another thing. Here's another reason. If it's a rivalry game, very seldomly. First of all, what's the over under at?
65, 64.5.
Over. Over. So easily. When's the last time the Bedlam rivalry's ever gone under?
I'm looking it right now. I'm looking it up right now. So
I am
let's
like
look at.
almost every time I think of the Bedlam rivalry, it's like 70 to like 62.
Yeah, but they've had some amazing games.
Yeah.
Bro, let's look at this. All right. All right. So this has been going on since 1904. Oklahoma leads, I believe. Yes, 90-19.
Holy shit.
All
Sheesh.
right, what's the over at?
64, you said?
64.5. In their last 10 games, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It has hit one, two, three, 4, 5, 6 out of 10. It's hit.
I like those
And
odds.
so what is it? It's -7.5
Yeah.
in those last 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those games. So half of them were less than 7 points.
Yeah, bro. We have to take Oklahoma State plus 7.5. And I'm taking the over. I have to.
All right,
I
fuck
have
it.
to.
Fuck it.
I have to.
Fuck it. This is either gonna be the best week in clock history or it's gonna be the reason our podcast is put down.
Yeah, this is the year we re-identify and we just delete ourselves from the face of the earth. Our next rivalry game is the Battle for LA. Yeah, this is gonna be a joke and a half. USC is
This
playing.
game's gonna suck and USC is gonna rape them.
Yeah, this is where UCLA kind of gets exposed, and this is kind of what cements USC as a playoff team, in my opinion. I think this is what, even though USC hasn't beaten anyone, this is going to be one of those wins where it's just like it gives them an excuse to put them in, and there's really, well, I mean, it'll put them on the brink of getting in, and then you just have to wait and see who wins out of Ohio State, Michigan, and wait to see who wins out of Georgia,
Yeah, so
Tennessee.
it is at the Rose Bowl, but that absolutely means fucking nothing. Got a battle of two amazing quarterbacks, Caleb Williams, 3,010 yards, 31 touchdowns, 2 picks, Dorial Thompson Robinson, 2,385 yards, 20 touchdowns, 4 picks. Both have multiple rushing touchdowns, two extremely explosive offenses, which two pretty garbage defenses. USC excuse me, 4-1 in their last five. UCLA 2-3 in their 3-2 in their last five. So, I mean, USC coming in at -2.5, over under at 75.5. I'm not touching the fucking over under on this game, but I do think USC is going to win by at least 2.5. Um, I think it's just kind of a really not good game. I do agree with Zach. This could be the kind of game that like shows that USC is legitimate. Like this is the game that proves USC, is up there. They can prove their worth. And I just don't think UCLA's got it. And I think if they struggle with Arizona, USC is just gonna run through them. I think they're gonna kill them. But where
Yeah,
I was going with this, Notre Dame cannot beat two good teams in a row. They just can't. That's just their curse. They just beat Clemson. So if they lose to Boston College this week, they will beat USC next week. So if
mhm.
you're Marcus Freeman, the head coach for Notre Dame, do you take your team as a sacrificial lamb and lose to Boston College in order for the Notre Dame gods to make you beat USC?
You know, here's a problem. because if they intentionally lose, then that kind of like pisses off the gods more, and then they'll just die. Like they'll lose by even worse than they intended. Here's I'm trying to formulate how they could possibly lose to Boston College,
What if they get a
and
really ugly win? Could they still beat USC? Like a 7-6 win?
can't be 7-6. It has to be like really high scoring to
No, no,
to sh
both these offenses suck though.
that's the thing. Like it has to be a high scoring to
So
where
I
like
should just throw off the magic.
yeah, it would have to you'd have to look at it to where like when you were going into bet, you'd be like, dude, they couldn't even stop Boston College. Like they barely got it. How are they gonna stop USC? And then guaranteed they're gonna beat USC like 24-10. But they would need the only way Boston College beats Notre Dame is they need to get like 4 turnovers. Like just bullshit. Like how the
Which is
Commanders
not
beat the
impossible.
Eagles.
Or how Marshall beat Notre Dame.
Yeah, just ridiculous amount of turnovers. Like just out the ass. Like just out of nowhere. That's how you have to do it. And then that Notre Dame Rudy himself will come back in form of an angel and like possess the Notre Dame team one more time and they'll win the game. It's kind of like written in their like Notre Dame scripture. Like when you go below the chapel at Notre Dame, you have to like lift the altar by like rubbing in the blood of like a Notre Dame football player. You get like under the altar, and then it'll tell you like how to win every game. They're like, all right, the only way you need to win this week is you need to go celibate for 8 months prior to this game. And then half the team's like, fuck that, I'd rather lose. So then they lose to like Marshall. And then like later in the week, they're like, shit, because we got that Marshall loss, they gave us just enough like heavenly credentials to beat UNC this week. And like, all right, like we'll spend it. It's like, middle school when you have like the snack bar, they're just like gods are like giving them snack bar money. They're just like, all right, you lose, like I'll give you a little something. Like, yeah, they're like, you get
Yeah,
Otis
right
Spark.
now, you only have enough money to get some Twix. But if you lose this week, king size Snickers, king size Snickers.
We'll throw in that chicken tender cluck for your buck, little 4 tendy meal. Yeah, yeah, we'll
Yeah,
sneak that in for
moving
you.
on to our not our last game, but an interesting game. Actually, I don't care to talk about this game. Moving on to our last game, another Pac-12 game. Number 10 Utah at number 12 Oregon.
I think okay, let me put it this way.
Oh, that looks
These
good.
games aren't actually that bad, but I think because me and Grayson were forced to cover 2 Pac-12 games and 2 Big 12 games, um, and then outside of that, two non or no, 3 Big 12 games, 2 Pac-12 games, and a non-Power Five game. I think we are like on the brink of just like killing ourselves.
Yeah, there's no
So
excitement for this Saturday. There's
yeah,
not one game I'm excited to watch.
yeah. If
College
I
game
find
day is at Montana versus Montana State. That's to show you how big these games are.
they gave up, they gave up. Sad, sad, honestly. Look, here's the one thing I'm going to tell you about this. What is it? Number 10 Utah at number 12 Oregon. And let me put it this way: if I'm correct and I'm right, nothing is scarier to a better than college football after dark, and that is a 10:30 game featuring 2 Pac-12 teams. Because what ends up happening is you have the worst officiated, the worst played, worst best viewing, honestly, experience of any football fan. The only problem is everyone's blacked out by that time, so no one watches the game anyway. Like
Yeah.
no one is going to watch the game. So what's going to happen is I'm going to tell you it's a -3 for Oregon, and the over under is at 61. I guarantee you the over is going to hit, but I couldn't tell you who's going to win. All right. Is Bo Nix going to be Bo Nix? I have no idea. Because first of all, that question in itself is a philosophical nightmare. Because by me saying that, I don't even know if I meant in a good way or a bad way. Like Bo Nix is just an enigma. Like when I bring up his name, I don't even know if it's in a good connotation. I don't know if it's in a bad connotation.
Yeah, he's a real weird guy, man. He's a real weird guy.
Yeah, I think he's the human personification of like a sundial. Like
I will admit though, there's a story about him that he was like a little kid and he was at the Auburn Oregon national championship game, and he was an Auburn fan, like him and his dad. He was raised an Auburn fan, and he's like sitting on like the where the end zone is, and Cam Newton scores a touchdown and jumps up and beats Auburn, and like he's like he's like sitting there next to little Bo Nix, and then Bo Nix's first game as an Auburn starter, he beats Oregon in the kickoff game. That's kind of hard,
Mm.
but now he plays for Oregon, so it's weird, but that's kind of hard.
Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna do the same thing where like he's gonna score against the Utah at 10:30 at night, and some little boy's gonna be in the front row, and he's gonna jump up to him, and he's gonna be like, "I'm you." He's like, "You're gonna be me," and then we're gonna have like that moment, and then he's gonna lose because that's Bo Nix for you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Honestly, the only things I'll say about this, I
Is
think
it
Cam
at
Rising
Utah?
has a better. No, it's at
Oh no,
Oregon.
that helps him a lot. Utah's a hard place to play at, dude. Utah's a
I
hard
agree.
place to play at.
I'm gonna put it this way. I don't know if you've seen this, but Cameron Rising, the quarterback for Utah, has really good hair and a nice goatee. So
And he's like
I'm gonna
six
give them
seven, isn't he?
6'2",
Oh, that
218.
must have been their old quarterback then.
Yeah, he's probable to play, so he's like I guess injured a little bit. Regardless, Bo Nix looks like he's a fake surfer's tan in his photo. Holy shit, this is the funniest college photo I've ever seen in my entire life.
He looks like such a frat
Uh,
boy.
yeah. Oh, it looks like he forgot to exit the tan booth a couple hours too early. Poor guy. Yeah, take the over and enjoy yourself because let me put it this way: if you bet on this game, you're just gonna leave upset. That I can promise you that. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, those are all of our games for last week and this week. Right before we finish the pod, you already know it's Tuesday, so our college football rankings have to be released.
Hmm.
Zach Watts, would you like to start us off in our college football playoff rankings? And as you well know, everyone, we do a 12-man format because we are not pussies.
Yes. Like we said, 12-man format is always better. Let's see how this lines up. Coming in at number 12, Ole Miss Rebels. Nice and easy. SEC team. Reason being why we put them up there. They're 8-2. Look, I just think they've proven a little bit more than Oregon. I think Oregon's going to lose this week anyway, so no further prove my point. Penn State got blown out by two top four teams and hasn't beaten anyone. So why
No,
are they
they
even in the
beat
top 12?
fucking no one.
Precisely. Just I don't understand. I don't
Six
get
of
it.
their
But
8 wins this year are teams that are not currently below eligible.
correct. So why would I rank them again with? Look, I hate this pick as much as you do. No, coming in at number 11, University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Look,
We didn't want to do it. Like we both like when we were making it, it was like Zach looked at me, I looked at him, and it was like we didn't even say the team name. We just said like, we have to. Like there's nothing like we can say against it. And then
yeah,
we just
it
typed in North Carolina.
it pisses me off, but their only loss is to Notre Dame. I mean, they haven't beaten anyone. Wake, at Wake, at Virginia, Pitt at home, at Duke, at Miami, home versus Virginia Tech, at Georgia State, at App State, home
That
Vandy.
at App State game was awesome.
Yes. However, they will get butt fucked to close the year out. And this is kind of like our here's your flowers for playing good so far this year. They play this week at home versus Georgia Tech, and then next week they play at home versus NC State, and then at home versus Clemson. So they will get
No, it's not at home
brutally.
versus Clemson. It's the ACC championship. It's just in North Carolina.
Are you sure?
Yeah, the ACC championship is in North Carolina.
Okay. Okay. Still, I think they lose to NC State anyway. This is just the only week we'll have them in our top 12. It is what it is. Screw it. Next, coming in at number 10, this is fairly easily Utah.
Yeah, 10,
Look,
10 on was like not hard at all.
yeah, 10 on. Actually, we'll just rattle off 10 through 5, and then we'll kind of explain later. 10 Utah, 9 Alabama, 8 Clemson, 7 USC, 6 LSU, 5 Tennessee, and then 4 through 1 TCU, Michigan, Ohio State, UGA, UGA. Look, 1 through 4, self-explanatory
Yeah,
for
there's
the
no
last
arguing.
four.
There's no arguing 1 to 4. That's just locked in.
Yeah, it's the four undefeated teams in the country. Like, how could you even say otherwise? Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Let's kind of explain this like 5 through 8
Five to
scenario we got
nine,
going.
5 to 9,
Yeah,
5 to
yeah,
9.
5 to 9, 5 to 9,
So
which is
so
like
10, 11, 12, Utah, UNC, Ole Miss, they none of those guys can be higher than what they are, in my opinion. You can maybe move those three around there, but none of them are in the top 10.
yeah, I
5 to
agree.
9 is where you got a little like there's a couple arguments you can have at play here.
Yeah, there's what, three SEC teams in this 5 to 9 slot with Tennessee, LSU, and Bama. Look, Bama's only losses are to Tennessee and LSU,
On the last
both
play of both games.
on the last play of both
Away
games.
games too.
Away games as well. Not an easy ask. Clemson got exposed by Notre Dame. We're not going to give them any more respect. They lost their chance. They had a pretty easy schedule as well, with fairly little, um, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Fairly little resistance on their way to the college
So
football
my
playoffs,
my
and they blew it.
personal opinion, dude, I would have put Bama at 7, Clemson at 8, USC at 9. I think Clemson's wins are better than USC's. I think Clemson's loss is worse than USC's, but I think their wins outweigh them. I just don't think USC's proven anything to me yet. And I think Bama's better than both those teams, and their two losses are all right. And the issue with the LSU Tennessee is LSU's in the SEC championship against Georgia. So if they win out and you have them at 5 and 6, it's just like which one of these teams goes in instead of the winner, instead of the loser of Ohio State, Michigan, because LSU will be an SEC champion, but Tennessee mopped them.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Hmm. Yeah,
Five
USC
to
kind of
five
in
to
that weird
nine
spot.
is yeah, 5 to 9 is weird.
I mean, based how we have the matchups right now, Tennessee would face off against Ole Miss. I think Tennessee would win that one. Then you have LSU versus UNC.
LSU
I think
kills them.
LSU wins that. Utah versus USC rematch. That would
Clemson,
be good.
Bama,
Clemson, Bama. I think Bama wins that.
and then you would get
First.
Georgia, Tennessee. You'd get Ohio State, LSU. You'd get
No, 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 no,
Michigan.
no, 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 no. You'd get
No,
Georgia winner of Bama, Clemson.
yeah, you're right. You're right. You
Yeah,
get Georgia, Bama, Ohio State, LSU, right? No, Ohio State, Utah. No, Ohio State.
USC or
U-
Utah.
No, LSU or UNC. Oh
No,
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 you're
no.
right. I'm looking at it
Yeah,
backwards. Fuck.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So you winner of
So what would
USC,
round two be?
Utah.
What would round two be? You say
Round
it.
okay, okay. Round two, if we did it right, let's say all the higher seeding games won, or technically
Okay.
not the higher, but who we
The
think
ones
won.
we just said. The ones we just said.
Yeah, what you just said. Okay, UGA would play Bama.
Okay.
That would be round first game of round two. Ohio State would play USC. You think USC
Okay.
would beat Utah, right? In the
Yeah, I
rematch?
think so. I think in a rematch, no, neutral site.
Okay, Michigan would play LSU.
Okay. And TCU would
TCU
play.
would play Tennessee.
Damn.
TCU would play Tennessee.
Damn.
Here's another problem we have though. Michigan and Ohio State
They won't
can't
be
be
two
where
and
they
three.
are.
Yeah, they won't
They
stay two
won't.
and three.
Yeah, but given that, I think UGA beats Bama. I think Ohio State would beat USC. I think Michigan would lose to LSU,
I agree.
and I think Tennessee would beat TCU.
Yes.
I think that's
I
okay.
think that Ohio State USC game could be game of the year though.
Yeah, that could be crazy. Then we would have UGA Tennessee rematch.
And then Ohio State LSU.
Ohio State LSU,
Oh my God, that'd be insane.
and then probably an Ohio State UGA national championship
Or Ohio State Tennessee.
or Ohio State Tennessee.
But yeah, guys, that's everything
That
we've got for you. Zach, any add-ons?
um, let me make sure I didn't miss anything in college football related news.
Auburn beat Texas A&M, so Jimbo's probably getting fired. He's the
Yeah,
highest ranked preseason team ever to not make it to a bowl game, coming in at number 6 in the preseason.
yep. Shout out UConn for beating Liberty.
Yeah, big shout out.
Yeah, Jim Mora, do your thing, baby. Deion Sanders will be the coach of Florida State at some point, just not yet. But big trust.
And DeAndre Francois just
And
got named the Orlando quarterback for the XFL.
yes, KJ Jefferson may return against Ole Miss. Not good for Ole Miss, that is. And you know what? Just out of curiosity, I want to see coaching availability.
Like, what coaching spots are open?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit, I actually just went to a job seeker
Yeah,
and
me
seen that.
too.
Yeah. It appears that I can
All right, here's the
become the
coaches
head
carousel.
coach.
Here's the coaches carousel.
Yeah. I'm gonna
All
be the
right.
next coach of the Auburn Tigers women's basketball team. Shout
Well, we
out
got we got Auburn, we got Nebraska,
Wisconsin,
we got Wisconsin, we got Arizona
Arizona
State,
State,
Georgia Tech,
Georgia Tech, Colorado.
Colorado, USF, UAB, Charlotte.
Hmm.
Those are the current open Division One teams.
You know, we may have to revisit our coaching hot seat from earlier in the year. I forget what pod we did that because we
We
were
did it
pretty spot
preseason.
on. Yeah, we were
We did
spot
pretty
on.
fucking good.
Yeah, because Colorado, easy. Georgia Tech, easy. Arizona State, easy. Nebraska, easy. And then
And
we
I
didn't really name.
threw Paul Chris from Wisconsin on there.
Yeah, damn. Pretty damn clean. We'll revisit that for next week because I'm sure we have something to
That's
brag
going
about.
on the social medias.
Yeah, we were pretty accurate in our assessment, if I do say so myself.
But
But
yes, team. Zach
yes,
Watts.
week 12, college football, aka dead week. We'll see you next week. We'll try to have something for you. Best of luck to all of our sports bettors. If we make you some money, please let us know.
Memo us, please. At Fishing
Yes,
Draw.
10%.
But yeah, thank you guys. Over and out.